Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 126 of episode. I'm right out of her already. Episode 126 of Fight League Atlantic Exposure, sponsored by our friends at Maritime Madness. Use the code FLA10, save 10%, receive shipping over $35 in Canada. Over 30 different flavors to choose from. Hot sauces, rubs, rub it all over your body, eat it, whatever you want to do, buy it. All right, folks, let's get into it. A fantastic episode here with everybody's favorite noon TV show, I guess, with wrinkled old promoter Kat. We're going to get right into it here, folks. We got four fantastic athletes that are going to be on this upcoming Submission Kumite event next weekend. We're watching the situation closely here with the two provinces, and we're praying that everything's kind of continue on as it is. So we'll reevaluate next week. So for anybody who's wondering about the bracket, we're going to drop that next Monday. We're going to wait a little bit and again reevaluate the situation in New Brunswick and make sure that everything's safe there. Obviously, with COVID-19, folks, safety is the number one concern for us, especially as our brand and a business. So let's get right into it here, folks. Two of the athletes, they're waiting in the wings to get on here. Mr. Justin MacKenzie from SOB MMA down in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Talented guy is going to be competing in the co-main event, I guess. So we'll call it the co-main event right before the final against Mr. Mike Somerville of MXT. So let's bring him on. Justin MacKenzie, how are you, buddy?
How's it going, bro? Nice to be back.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome back. Second time around. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad at all. And we'll bring the second guy waiting in the wings, talented guy out of Synergy up there in Fredericton, New Brunswick. He's got a big match coming up against him. He's been waiting for it, and these two guys are kind of looking forward to getting in the cage and having a good match and seeing what happens, right? So two great athletes, and we'll see how it goes. Mr. Jake Cunningham, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Awesome, man. Thanks again for joining us. How's things, gentlemen?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah. Cape Breton, Fredericton. What are the differences like, gentlemen? Obviously, you know, we've talked so much about COVID here in the last. I'm goddamn sick of talking about it, truthfully, but it continues to. It's the world we live in now. You know, it's the things that you have to talk about. So, how's training been for both of you guys and the two different aspects or two different areas of the the Maritimes?
You can go first, Justin.
All right.
There you go.
I guess it's not the same as New Brunswick. We're wide open in the gym. We're training every day. So, other than wearing a mask when I walk into the gym, it's basically back to what it was before COVID.
Nice.
Yeah. In New Brunswick, it's a little bit different. Like I know, or from what I understand, Nova Scotia, like Justin said, is a little bit more free as far as like having more people in the class and like having the ability to train with different people. We kind of have bubbles. So we kind of like one assigned training partner and stuff like that. So like the rules are a little bit different, but we've been able to work with them and get the work in that's needed. So it's been good.
Nice. Yeah. It's in Nova Scotia. Yeah, it's been like that for quite a while. I think, other than wearing a mask when you walk in, we've been training and now it's open up to, I think, groups of 50. So you can train with and that you don't need to social distance or have a bubble or anything. And I got to commend, obviously everyone, we can commend the healthcare workers and everybody working on the front lines. Without them, it's simply, we wouldn't be here. But also as a province and as the Maritimes, we've done really well, I got to say.
In comparison, yeah, we're definitely doing better than most.
Mm-hmm. People are listening.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, and I think we're lucky just with where we are. Like if we were, say, down in Moncton would be an example, but like somewhere down in the States, like everything else is so much more rampant in other places. So, I've been telling people like we're lucky to be in Atlantic Canada right now because like I think Manitoba had like 700 cases the other day or something like that. Like I might be wrong on that number, but it was a crazy number. So it's not like, I might move back to Halifax, get that training in, but no, I think we're lucky just to be where we're at. So
you know what, man? Like I've lived all over the world, and like here I live in Halifax, and I feel completely safe. Like I go everywhere, I wear a mask. Everybody wears a mask. You see the odd people that don't, but for me, I don't know what their issue is. They might not be able to wear a mask or whatever, but it doesn't happen too often. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, but I'm from Pictou, and there's some days I certainly think I'm like, I would like to build a shack in the woods.
Yeah. I've been telling so many people that, man. I want to live with my dogs in the woods. Have my own little greenhouse.
That's it. Greenhouse. That's key. Greenhouse.
That's right.
That sounds like it's a dandy idea, but then there's no one to do jujitsu with, so
Yeah.
Yeah. True. That's a very good point. Actually, you have to have build a little tiny home community.
Yeah.
You have just people in your club. Yeah. So what's like training? Obviously, you have Colton training with you up there. He's getting ready. Justin, how's he feeling?
He's feeling good. He's excited to have something lined up, right? So,
yeah. Motivating, right? Like that's what I keep telling, not the commission. The commission's well aware of it, and they're very adamant about getting events going forward, right? But in their point to doctors and everybody else is like the longer this goes, this sport is not hockey.
Yeah.
It's going to die.
Yeah.
Like it's not 100 years old.
Yeah.
So it's a huge setback. So we gotta take some leaps here. And I think this is an event where, safely done the right way, it's motivating and it's good for people.
Yeah, and I think it proves to the commission too, if this goes safely, what's the difference between what we're going to do and then we have a set of 4-ounce gloves on punching each other. It's literally the same thing, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. This rapid testing, I think, could be huge. What's your expectation, Jake, coming out of this event? First time grappling in a big grappling event, obviously in a cage too.
Yeah, no, for me, it's an icebreaker. I fought 6-7 years ago, whatever it was. And, I felt comfortable at that time. And now I'm actually an adult now and I'm back in training and training feels great, but to actually go and compete is a whole different feeling. It's a whole different rush of emotions and adrenaline and that kind of thing. So it'd be nice to just kind of get in there and it's an icebreaker for me. And it's really like, I am like chomping at the bit to compete somehow, some way. So that's why I messaged you guys. I was like, I want something. Yeah. So I was supposed to fight back in April for Elite One, and obviously COVID, turned that upside down. Mm-hmm. So, I was already ready to go, and then didn't happen. So I was disappointing. So I was really happy that you guys were able to put something together and give us an opportunity to do something.
Well, that's it, man. Like it's an opportunity to keep us busy as a brand, keep our skills sharp too of what we're doing, learning, growing. And then it also gives athletes like you and Justin and other athletes a chance to keep going, keep motivated. And how about you, Justin? What's your expectations coming out of this thing? Similar, I would guess.
Same thing. Now that we're close, I'm locked in and excited for it. Been training pretty hard for it. Because of COVID, I have lots of time to get ready. So the confidence is definitely there. I'm going to try to pull a finish out of the hat. So that's
nice. Awesome. Yeah. Finishes are key, in this rule set, and I think they're, it's everybody has a different style when they grapple and compete, but submissions are super fun to watch. A little more exciting, One thing we've always had a problem with our past events and submission only events is the submissions because, were they legit submissions if it would go to a draw? So we've kind of fixed that with this event and made it, with an overtime with points. And then if that's a draw, then it goes to the 3-judge decision like judo. They'll hold up 3 flags kind of thing. And so, yeah, it should be good. And with the matches like you guys kind of in between, keeping everybody fired up, it's going to be a cool venue, really tight, really small, intimate. So it should be pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Well, a lot of people don't. All right. Well, we got Mr. Rob Logan joining us here. Better late than never, Rob.
What's up,
hi,
brother?
bud. How are you, Mr. Rob Logan? MXT Jiu-Jitsu. How are you, sir? Just finished training. Thanks for making the time. I know you probably rushed home to get on, man. So thanks for joining us.
What's happening?
I was shitting on you for being late off there, so I'll make it up.
Good, man. I deserve it.
Yeah. No, man. How's your day? We were just, discussing everything. Obviously, yourself and Mr. Cunningham there got a match coming up. We were talking about Justin. This event's something to keep athletes like you busy, but also our skills as a promotion and brand moving forward. How's it been for you? Obviously, you're big on social media. You're big on branding yourself and kind of, I guess making yourself known that you're competing in an event, which is cool from a promotion standpoint. All of you guys are very good at that. And how's it been for you, Rob, just kind of keeping busy and motivating?
It was hard at first before you guys announced this event for sure. This summer, I was just kind of going through it, training, pretending I had something on the line the whole time, no matter what. And then basically, as soon as you guys gave me this Kumite to work towards, man, it's been full steam ahead ever since. And the reception's been really great. I've had a lot of people show interest in this match, and then just seeing me perform again and getting back into that cage.
Nice. That's a lot of things that I'm interested too, because there's a mix in this bracket. Both of you guys, or all three of you guys, are MMA guys, so you've obviously experienced the canvas in a cage compared to mats on the ground, and it'll be interesting to see because a lot of jiu-jitsu guys who are competing might not have felt that difference before. So it'll be interesting with a takedown how that kind of handles.
I love it. I love this idea.
Well, what do you guys? We'll start with you, Justin. What do you think's a strength for you? Obviously this cage work and all this kind of stuff can be utilized, which it couldn't be on a mat.
100%. What I'm bringing to the table, like I'm a bigger guy, but I won't spoil it too much. But I definitely have a weird style of jiu-jitsu where people are like don't expect me to play the way I play because I'm an MMA guy. So I'm excited to show that side of my game.
Nice. Don't want to give out the details. I like it. Keeping it secret, boys. I think Mike possibly is working, Rob? I would think. Yeah. So our apologies to Mike last night. We had some. I'm not sure what was going on with the program here, but we spoke to a couple other people and they're having the same issue. So it's all fixed now, thank God. So anyway, our apologies to Mike Somerville who couldn't make it. So he's competing against Justin, obviously. So what about you, Jake?
Well, just like I said before, like it's a nice icebreaker. I've been in the cage before 4 times, so it'll be nice to just get in there, get the feeling again, and I plan on competing in mixed martial arts quite frequently after that. So it's going to be like a nice icebreaker and nice to just get in there and it's different when you have a competitive mindset versus like when you're training with your training partners. Obviously, you do things a little bit differently. So I'm interested just in one way to see how I react, but also to like I say, have that icebreaker and be able to just get in that comfort zone again. Yeah,
that's important. Rob?
I just don't want to stay on the bottom this whole time on the cage, bud. Last time it was Zach. I just hung out and shit talked him the whole time while he was hitting me. This time I got to do something. So.
You look pretty good. I got to say.
I watched that fight, man. That whole second round, I was just sitting there chirping like. Even Jimmy Smith's like, I think Rob's chirping him, and it's like, yeah, I think I might have been, but
well, I guess we'll lead to that. With is that a big part of your, moving into this match? Is that something like you said you're going to do something different? So you've kind of changed your game plan. You've obviously got that experience now. It's like no,
still a milky fucker though. That's the thing. Like if I get mad, I'm still going to be chirping, but it's. I don't know. I just think I have more of a jiu-jitsu game plan. Like I have more experience grappling than I did in the MMA. That was my first MMA match, so I was a little, I don't want to say dazzled by the lights, but you know what I mean. It was new.
Sure.
This situation, I think I got pretty well in hand, so it'll be different.
There you go. What do you got to say to that, Jake?
Honestly, I'm eager.
It should be a good match. That's why we put you guys up together. That's for again. We sorry not to cut you off, Jake, but we want this match to be. We want people to have something to look forward to. People who want to keep busy should have opportunities to keep busy, and you guys are very well matched. It's a great opportunity for us as well, right? Just as much as I think it is for you guys. So, thank you both of you guys for doing it. Same as you, Justin. Not an easy time for anybody. Yeah, I don't know how to segue out of that.
It'll be fun in the cage, though. I'm looking forward to seeing how the wall works with the BJJ guys. Like I want to see during the Kumite, especially. I want to see how some of the guys that have never really been in the cage deal with that wall pressure and some of that wrestling aspect of it. I think a lot of that will come into play for some people. I'm curious to see how it does and doesn't for others, but I think it's a big factor for anybody that's ever grappled with a wall. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Especially the cage too. It hurts like shit. Like
pretty flexible, man.
Like it is flexible. Well, especially after you guys, it's real flexible.
It hurts ends, man.
Yeah, we had to get it fixed. We had to get our cage fixed from Zach and Rob. So I'm sure we'll probably have to get it fixed again from Jake and Rob. That's it, man. Two big guys moving, really fast at a high level. It's kind of what happens, right? But yeah, it's interesting, man, how that's going to work. Because I look at guys like, also like Kaladis and Christian, like there's a lot of other high level MMA guys in there too. But, those are two guys that you think like wall work, especially Kaladis. That's a big part of his game.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Any picks for you guys?
For the bracket?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like you said, it's exciting. I don't even know who to pick. Like you're saying, you got MMA guys that are used to doing MMA wall work. Then you got jiu-jitsu guys that are used to attacking the legs, and the MMA guys aren't doing a lot of that either, right? So
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen? It's cool to see whose strategy is going to work and who's going to prevail with the right strategy.
Yeah. The game of chess, right?
Judo's bringing that elbow drop, so I'd watch for that.
I hope he's wearing a singlet.
That would be cool.
A judo singlet. Should be
Just a slingshot, bro.
Just the Borat costume. Yeah, there's technically no rules against that, I guess. So no one
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
well, there is, I guess.
I might be going on Amazon here later.
We'll get tons of YouTube views.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, so I know Joel and Presley did that one time with their Tapper Tag event, and they dressed up and came out to like wrestling. I don't know what it was, but I think it was like who was Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. I don't know what they're called.
The name of her.
That's embarrassing.
The Rockers.
The Rockers. That's right. That's
Buddy
right.
actually knows the answer.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. All that kind of stuff that we're talking about. It's I'm interested. Who's actually going to win the bracket? I think it's as well too. This show's going to be kind of exactly like our MMA event. Like the lights are going to look the same. You know, it's obviously going to be in front of no crowd, which should be kind of interesting, though. What do you guys obviously have never competed in front of no crowd?
No.
Every time we're in the gym.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I guess.
Quote Bill Belichick. It's just like practice. They asked him what it was like to play in front of no crowd. He goes, "It's like practice."
Yeah, that's right. The only people that are going to, there's going to be like 6 people there watching, really. So it's going to be pretty similar to that. And it's, I find it awkward sometimes. Like I found it very awkward the first MMA event when I was sitting cage side because I know everybody kind of not so well, but pretty well. And when someone's losing or if someone's getting beat up and they look at me in the eyes and I'm like, fuck, like, yeah, don't look at me. Like, I don't know if it's like, am I supposed to go like, go, because then it's unfair to the other guy. Like, it's a weird position, man. So we're excited for the event in general. I think it's going to be really exciting. There's a lot of hype around it. So we'll see how the pay-per-view goes by. Pay-per-view buys go. Speaking of which, Paul Harnish. Hope everybody supports FLA in this event. That would be great. Pay-per-view buys so far not doing too bad, actually. Pretty well. So keep it up. Everybody in the Maritime supporting. It's an important thing. Where's the ring? I had the ring out here. I lost it, but we're going to kind of continue those for MMA. So hopefully all 3 of you guys will be competing in the very near future. Our plan is we've booked a date in early February. So now it's just about crossing the T's with when I say book a date, that's with a venue and then the commission will obviously have to, we're still working on that. But it's good because it's taking those steps. And I think amateur is a big thing, moving forward. All 3 of you guys are amateurs. And what do you think? We'll start with you, Justin, your amateur career. How many more you got in you before you think you'll spit off pro? One more? Middleweight? Middleweight?
I think for pro I'm going to try to do 70, but I'm not trying to cut a bunch of weight for amateur. I'll just do middleweight for that.
Yeah, that seems to be a lot of people seem to be saying like amateur, don't cut a lot of weight, just fight.
Why suffer? You know what I mean? Your record goes back to 0-0 and you go pro anyways. You might as well just get your experience and not kill yourself doing it,
Yeah. Well, what do you think? I know that was a big thing for you and some of the guys down there, the rule set here in Nova Scotia. It's, it is what it is, I guess. It's not going to change, unfortunately, for now. But hopefully it eventually, that's the thing about FLA. If we can get to, the way we're thinking is 5 years down the road. Mm-hmm. Not this year, next year, 5 years down the road where we can be banging off 4, 5, 6 events per, maybe more.
Yeah. So in that sense, a guy that comes up in the game, he fights 3 times in a year, and then that rule set doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to him, right? So it's not a big deal. I kind of think of we were kind of butthurt about it at first, but now I'm just like, I'm kind of think of it as like an opportunity to create new skills. So if I can only hit them in the body, so be it. Let's make it happen. You know what I mean?
You can kick to the head, though.
Yeah, there you go. I'm cool with that rule set, man.
It's interesting, you know. I didn't like it at first, but I was surprised there wasn't more grappling in our first event. But Rob, we'll spin over to you. How about you?
What is the rule set, or how many fights I got left?
Kind of both. Like amateur, I know you're kind of probably
I hate
not.
the rule set.
Yeah,
for sure. I definitely hate it. It takes away like 2 or 3 of my main weapons with the ground and pound, the knees and elbows. Kicking people in the head's fine, but I mean,
yeah,
I want to hit them on the ground too. I don't want to fight Amy really much longer. 2 more would be cool. Then probably do pro 85 for a couple fights. I'm not a young fella. Like I plan on rocking the wheels off this thing in the next couple of years. Like I got maybe 2 years left in me, and I want to keep the trajectory moving up so that I can hit somebody with like a name that I can retire on, kind of a deal. But as far as the rule set goes, like I don't appreciate the Nova Scotia rule set. I was even talking to you about trying to skip up to Quebec and do a couple of their fights just to get those 2 fights out of the way, but it didn't work out. And then, but yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, the AMI rule set in Nova Scotia is limited, but if you can't work within a limited rule set, then you're probably not skilled enough to be fighting anyway. And then, as far as fighting AMI goes, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm going to do it for a couple, and then we'll get that out of the way. Probably drop to 85 for pro because I'm not a heavyweight, and there's no light heavyweights around. So, whatever.
Well, that's pretty straightforward, and I like it. I like it that way. And that's exactly it, man. You know, when you have a certain amount of time and a timeline and goals, you want to get forward, and that's why I don't think Elite One's gone away. People, you know, some people I've heard like, Elite One's not. I'm like, man, Elite One's not
be there forever.
Mike will be there as soon as they can be doing events going, which is important. We need Mike.
They'll be back.
Yeah, and we need them back. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. They're a great promotion that's did a shit ton of work for the East Coast scene. We need them back doing events regularly, right? So hopefully that's the case. What about you, Jake?
I haven't really said anything to anyone except like people close to my circle, but I'd actually like to go right to pro, like after this grappling event. You know, kind of like how Rob said, it takes away so many tools. In New Brunswick, I think the amateur rules are a little bit different. I think we're allowed to do a little bit of ground pound.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go right to pro. Gives me a lot more tools, and you don't like when you're training, or when I'm training anyway. I'm not thinking, am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do that? I just kind of know the outline of everything, and I want to do that in a fight. I don't want to, you know, it's not like I'm looking to go make money or anything like that. Like, it's a regional scene, so it's not nothing crazy, but
whoa! We can pay you $1,200, man. Probably more,
but no, I mean, like, like honestly, it's you know, I had talked to you before saying, you know, I want to show you guys, like, I'm a moneymaker. Like, I had before I even had tickets in hand for April, like 3 tables spoken for, and almost 60 tickets. I think it was like 58 tickets or something like that. And so that was really like exciting for me because I haven't competed since 2013. For years and years after, like, I'm from Woodstock. It was a small town of 4,000, 5,000 people. And everyone's like, so when are you going to fight next? And it's like, well, my last fight was 4 years ago, but you know, and so, you know, still have that reputation for whatever reason. But now that I'm back into it, it's just been like an immense amount of support.
Awesome.
I've had like family friends and friends of mine out west in Newfoundland, in every province, except PEI, I guess, in the Atlantic Canada, excuse me. I've made new friends that are just all of a sudden all in. I had 80-something t-shirts sold, like, just crazy amount of support. Like, people have helped me financially with sponsorships, with their own personal funds. My parents have helped me, you know, like going to multiple gyms and stuff, like traveling from Woodstock to Fredericton currently.
Nice. Training,
you know, it gets expensive. Like I like right now I'm doing 2 days, sometimes 3 days. So I'm hitting the gym in the morning, then I'm going up training jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, whatever, in that evening, and you know, and I'm bouncing between. I go to Evolution as well with Andy Young, and excuse me, and then I'm also training at Synergy. So it's nice to be able to have like those options and whatever, even with the COVID implementations. So anyways, to answer your question, I'd love to go pro right away. So
well, that's good. That's why we need organizations like Elite One, FLA, these feeder promotions, man, so people can get their feet wet, amateur, go to pro, go on to a bigger organization or whatever, right? And more importantly, staying busy.
Yeah.
You know, like as a promotion, which I think, like, people can say what they want about this event, but I really believe, like, you look this event, it's like we're all in the East Coast, we're in this together. Like this maritime bubble just didn't start because of COVID.
Right.
Like this has been going on long before. Like we're kind of on our own out here. We always have been. And like you look at like a lot of the, like, man, on these podcasts, I have lots of people from across Canada, coaches, like Canadian coaches, whatever. And I always ask them, like, how come like we never get a goddamn look on a Team Canada? Because that's just not the way it works, right? And it's just, so we're always kind of, and I think this event, if it goes well, which it will, it's going to be huge for our scene moving forward, like you said, Justin. But it's like an all around thing, because it helps the clubs, keeps people in the club being motivated, paying dues. It's like
it's full circle.
Full circle. Yeah. How's MXT, Rob?
Good, great.
Professor Kelly doing well.
Yeah, we've preemptively, I guess, kind of stepped back into some more of the COVID restrictions on our own, because things were looking a little weird, and we've had cops coming into gyms and bars and stuff around the city and stuff. So I don't know what they're calling themselves. They're some kind of safety compliance officers or something, but they got guns in their noses.
With a gun. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's cops. It's the same guys that used to raid the bars, but now they're doing it for COVID instead of smoking in front of the doors and stuff. So we've basically back to masks. We pick our partners, kind of a thing. Temperatures at the door. Everybody signs in for contact tracing still, but through that, like you really get to see who wants to train all the time. Because if it's a pain in the ass to wear a mask, well, then you're not going to show up. And if it's a pain in the ass to fill stuff out or go through the trouble stuff, you're not going to show up. So we got really the cream of the crop kind of guys now coming in to train regularly as we can, kind of a deal, but under the new normal, I guess. But is what it is. I'm still getting my training in, brother.
That's it. Well, that's exactly like you said. It's the will to want it. Jake, you guys still a mask or anything like that?
We don't wear masks while we're training, but like walking out, that kind of thing. Basically, as soon as you hit the mats, you can take it off, kind of thing. Same with like going to the gym. You have to wear the mask all through the public areas, and then they have like certain spots where you can put your mask or whatever stuff, the car keys, whatever, and then you can go and do your workout.
Put it on this gym barbell.
Yeah, basically. So it's just like Rob said. We're able to get the training in, still able to do everything, even with a couple pains in the ass. But
awesome.
New normal.
That's it, boys. That's all you can. Well, again, I want to thank you guys not only for joining us today, but we got a couple more questions, but also training hard and doing what you're doing. Like, Fight League Atlantic is the brand out there, but it's not possible without the athletes, period. So I want you to know how much from John and I, it is appreciated what you're doing, how hard you are working, and we're trying to do this together. So don't think it's not really appreciated from our end. So, obviously this event, a lot of people may or may not know, because our event is so popular and huge around the world, that UFC with Khabib and Justin is the same day of our event. So it's actually starts at 3:00.
Yeah, it's at like the prelims are lunchtime.
Yeah. So we scheduled our event to start at 6:30 on purpose, because the Khabib main card starts at 3.
Okay.
Hoping it would be over by like 5:36, and then people can go right into watching our event. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully that's kind of the plan. But any predictions on that fight, gentlemen? Justin?
Could be by smash.
Smash. Everybody unanimous.
Yeah.
Gaethje's got really good defensive wrestling, so it might take a little bit longer to get him down to the ground than we normally see. But I think he's going to wear him down, pin him, Khabib his legs, and then just smash him. Is what it is, man. It'd be cool if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm going to.
It would be cool if Gaethje won. I don't see it happening.
No, he's got a brawler's chance and
some technical difficulties here, folks.
Seems like Cat's logging.
You guys can hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. It was a little bit of a brain fart by the program. I don't know what's going on here a little bit, but damn you, program. Damn you! I want a 16% discount. No, no,
Not even a
it's,
shoot for 17, eh?
well, it's not like this, man. We used to get those all the time. Like when our streaming, we would when we first started streaming events, it would be free, and people would be messaging. They'd be like, "This, because this was like 2014, and we were just learning, and streaming wasn't even a big thing at that time." And we were doing it, and people would be complaining about it because it would like glitch randomly. I'm like, "Motherfucker, this is free. This is free. You cannot complain. You can complain if you're paying." Then you complain, So, and I will say at all our pay-per-views, I shouldn't be talking and bragging about this, but I'm knocking on wood. We've had maybe one issue in the whole, like all the events we've ever done. And that's probably because of the guys behind the scenes running the show, man. Like our last event, no one knows it, but like 10 minutes before we went live, our internet went out at the rec. Someone stepped on the cord and ripped it out.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So like someone on our own crew, so that's happened before too. So man, any of this kind of weird shit can happen, but it's going to be a great event. I'm really excited for it. A lot of great sponsors on board. You're all going to get some really kind of cool stuff from our sponsors as well when you arrive, which is kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind, one chunk challenges, Rob, for the second time.
You never
liked that. You didn't do that one, did you?
No, because we haven't lined it up. I'm still waiting. I got it sitting over there in the box. I got my merch box. So I'll go shove it in my mouth. These guys are done if you want, man.
No. You don't have to do that, dude.
Whip it out.
So, whip it out.
After the event, we'll line it up. I'll do this one chunk challenge. And if I get another one, I'll find another person and I'll see if they'll match me donations to a charity, and we'll both come on and we'll do the one chunk challenge.
Nice.
If there's one thing I can do, it's take pain on TV. So
all right. Perfect. Well, that's what we love.
We'll make it worth it.
If no one's aware what we're talking about these Maritime Madness does these. They do hot sauce and rubs and all this kind of stuff, but this is a one chunk challenge. It's like peanut brittle and ghost peppers and Carolina Reaper hot sauce. I don't know what it's nasty. But
terrible.
I got a guy that'll put 5 of those in his mouth if you want.
What is that?
That's
Biff?
the wrong guy. We don't need that guy. We need the guy who eats one and dies. That's what I'm.
No. We don't
You
need
need the
that.
ginger for that shit because I can't eat the hot stuff.
I'm not doing that. No, we'll need insurance for that episode. Mitch Clark did it. I don't know, probably like a month ago or something, and he did it, and probably like 2-3 minutes in, he was like, "I gotta go," and he texts me after. He says, "I hate your guts so bad."
Who's your boy that did it? Was drinking Pepsi. You
Uh,
got somebody to do it, and he was drinking Pepsi the whole time, bro. I was like, "What is up?"
was that? That was Wayne Rushton, the first guy that took his pants off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
balls got hot.
Balls got hot. Yeah, he said, "My balls are hot." Like he took his pants right off. It was pretty funny. Yeah, he's an interesting cat, man. Everybody, I'm, and it's funny because people are like, "Have you taken it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not," and I'm not taking it. They're like, "You're giving everybody else that to take on TV, and you won't take it yourself." I'm like,
I got legit concerns and fears about it, but I'm gonna do it. But I've seen too many people eat it now, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is brutal."
yeah,
Like,
you don't have to by any means. If you want to give it to someone, and like, I'm all right with that.
Man, I got this bad habit where if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it, even if it takes me way longer than I said it was going to take. But I'm going to do it, man. That's just
ethics, buddy. Ethics and hard work. Yeah. All right, boys. Well, let's wrap it up here. I don't want to take too much of anybody's time. This is everybody's favorite noon hour, half hour podcast. We're doing them randomly, during the day, whenever we can get them in. But I'm kind of back to work full time, so we're kind of trying to split between that and events. And so I appreciate everybody tuning in. And one final word for any of you guys about tuning in and what the fans can expect from you guys on October 24th. We'll start with you, Mr. MacKenzie.
Well, whether you want to see me win or lose, tune in. It's going to be exciting, and I promise you, I'm putting on a show. So buy the pay-per-view.
There you go. Jake?
Well, I'm just going to say that I've had a lot of support. People saying that they're going to buy the pay-per-view, or they've already pre-ordered it, excuse me. I'm hoping that Rob and I put on a good show regardless of the winner. Just looking to compete, break the ice, and obviously I'm going in for the win, going in for a submission. But I think it'll be an interesting matchup. Two big guys going at it, and I think we're both really strong individuals. So Hopefully the cage can hold us
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Super double tight.
Yeah.
Double tight those bolts, boys. Well said, Rob.
Number one, I think more people need to be sharing and supporting this event. Not obviously you guys, but just everybody that's watching this. If you got 2 seconds, click the link, share it, tell somebody they should watch this shit. If you want to see MMA and BJJ and all this stuff in the Maritimes grow, support it. If it's maybe there's not a guy from your club that's competing, support it anyway. Maybe there's just 2 guys from the club you don't like that are competing, support it anyway, because this is all going to help. And even if it's building hype for an E1 event further down the road or another FLA event down the road or another jiu-jitsu tournament that happens down the road, everybody should be getting in on this shit, because like every one of us is working our asses off. And if each one of us is our own personal like promotion vehicle and nobody ever ties together, how are we ever going to build characters out of this stuff? So if you got a guy that did really good at E1 and nobody will talk about a different promotion, what's he going to look like at FLA? Nobody's going to give a shit.
You got it.
Start spreading it. You get it out there, everything, man. Like if you got films that either of these cats competing, share them too. Me, my film, share it out. I don't give a shit. Let's get people watching this stuff. Make these people characters that people want to see, as opposed to just names on a list. And it's like, well, I don't know that promoter, so I'm not going to buy this event kind of deal.
Yeah.
But as far as the event goes, I'm coming in guns blazing, man. Like I think this guy fucked up by choosing me, honestly. And he says he picked me, which is stupid. But I've been working my ass off, killing it with one of the best BJJ teams in the Maritimes, picking and choosing the best guys to work with this whole time. And I'm dying to get back in that cage. I think I'm going to make short work of them. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see what's up. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fucking jujitsu, bud.
That's why I picked you, man. I know you work hard. That's why I picked you.
There you go, boys. Well, cheers to that. Cheers to good matches, and cheers to saying that well, man. We appreciate that because we've been growing. Yeah, 2014, we started this, and we started this. We share everybody's shit. We support everybody. We always have, and that's a big thing for us, man. So thank you for those kind words. I think that's super important because you notice who shares and who pushes and who tries to help, man. So it is appreciated to all those people who really do care about because without that, it won't grow, man.
Share themselves someday down the road. It'd be cool if they shared some shit now, kind of effect.
Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't agree more, dude. Yeah, we couldn't. Well, that's a whole other podcast we can get into sometime. But all right, boys. Well, you have a wonderful day. I want to thank you again. Keep training, keep being healthy, keep being great role models in your clubs and gym, and we'll see you next week. All right.
Peace.
Take care, boys.
Great episode, folks. 3 very, very great guys and talented athletes in the Maritimes, all humble, ready to put on a show next Saturday. Make sure you head over to fightleagueatlantic.com and order that pay-per-view. Remember, everybody who pre-orders the pay-per-view is automatically entered into an FLA swag pack with hoodies and T-shirts and shorts, official fight shorts, a pair of gloves. So it's a great swag pack for everybody involved in that pre-order. Make sure you get over there, check it out. As well, we have apparel for sale. And of course, this podcast, FLA Exposure, is available on every single platform you can imagine. Audio form, so you don't have to look at my face. But if you do want to look at my face, YouTube and Facebook. All right, folks. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for those fantastic guys joining us. I don't know what else to say. I think that's it. I'm out. We'll see you to whenever. Probably tomorrow. I think. Stephan Bonner, I think is tomorrow. Stephan Bonner, UFC Hall of Fame. See you then.